Hello students, today we are going to solve Cambridge IGCSE Mathematics Paper 2, having extended version, having code 0580, second variant or Paper 2 held in February, March 2023. So today we are going to solve 6 questions from question number 10 to question number 15. In the last 2 videos, we solved first 9 questions of this paper, and today we will solve 6 questions out of this paper, the next 6 questions. So let us go and see those questions. So the first question for our today's videos is question number 10. And in question number 10, if we see carefully, that we can see this diagram in which we have 2 triangles, one over here and the second one is over here. Now, in this diagram, you can see there are certain numbers written over here along the sides of these 2 triangles. For the upper triangle, we know all the 3 sides, and over here in the lower triangle, we only know one of the side, that is given to be 7.5 centimeters. Now, we don't know this side of the triangle, the side CX, and we don't know the side DX. In the diagram, AB and CD are parallel. Definitely, we can see over here that AB, and you can see this arrow sign over here. This is representing the parallel sign, and even you can see an arrow sign over here with CD. So these 2 lines are parallel. And the lines CB means these 2 remaining lines which do not contain the arrow sign, CB and AD intersect both each other at this point X. Now, according to the given information, AB is 3 centimeter, which we can see over here. AB is 3 centimeter. And AX is 2 centimeter, which we can see over here. A to X is 2 centimeter. And then B to X, BX is over here, which is said to be 2.7 centimeter. And CD, this side containing one of the arrow over here, is given to be 7.5 centimeter. And we are interested in finding the length of side BC. So let us first of all identify where is BC in the diagram. So we can see the point B over here and the point C over here. So the line joining these 2 points is said to be the line BC, and we want to know the length of BC. Now, out of this BC, we know the length from B to X, and rest we are interested in knowing the length of C to X. So in order to find the length of BC, we will simply do what? We will subtract the add the 2.7 BX length and the CX length, and we'll get the CB length. So how we are going to do it? For this one, because this is a case of similar figures, and since the figures over here are basically triangles, so we have a case of similar triangles. And we have already learned about similar triangles that the sides of similar triangles are in proportion. Now, we are all very familiar with the word proportion. Now, let us see the sides of these 2 triangles. Now, one of the side is, in order to identify the sides, we need to go through some angle properties. And first angle is the vertical angle. And you know that in similar triangles, all the angles are congruent. And the vertical angle over here, this one and this one, both these angles will be congruent. So the sides opposite to these angles of each triangle, like the side opposite to the upper angle, is nothing else but AB. So we can write AB divided by, and the side opposite to this angle, which is basically CD. So we can write this as CD, which equals to, and rest if we use the alternate interior angles, so we can see the letter Z. So according to the letter Z, the angle at A and the angle at D will be same. Now the sides opposite to these angles, now the side opposite to angle A is nothing else but BX, and the side opposite to angle at D is nothing else but CX, and CX is the length in which we are interested to know the complete length of BC. Now we well know the values of AB over here. You can see AB is given to be 3 centimeter. We know CD, which is given over here, 7.5 centimeter. And we also know BX, which is given over here to be 2.7 centimeter. Just put the values for AB. I'm going to write 3 over here. For CD, I'm going to write 7.5. And for BX, yes, we know it is 2.7. And since we don't know CX, so we will write it as it is. Now, according to simplification rule, that this term will go there and this term will go here and this will come this way. So we can write it as CX equals 2.7. This 7.5 will get multiplied by 2.7 and 7.5 will be multiplied and this 3 will get divided over here. So this will give us CX equals to, so the value of Cx turns out to be 6.75 centimeters. Now we were being asked to find the value of BC. So let us go to the diagram and see that BC is nothing else but BX plus CX. So we know now CX, so we'll write BC equals BX plus CX. Now BX is already been given in the question, which is 2.7 over here. And CX we have just got right now, it is 6.75. Now this gonna give us 9.45 centimeters. So BC is 9.45 centimeter long. We are gonna just write the answer over here. It is 9.45. So we can get easily 3 marks out of this question. Okay, next question, the second question, it is question number 11, and we are being asked to find the H.C.F or the highest common factor between the number 12x12 and 16x16. So now H.C.F has a word common. So let us see what is common over here. So these two terms contain one coefficient over here to be 12 and a coefficient over here to be 16. So both these numbers 12 and 16 have a common factor, which is 4. So we can write 12 as 4 times 3. And we can write 16 as 4 times 4. So 12x12 can be written as 4 times 3, and this can be 16x times 16. Now, with x values, you can see there is a power 12 over here upon x, and there is a power 16 upon x. So the minimum power that we can take common out of these two terms is x power 12. So we are going to write x power 12 as it is, but with x power 16, we can write it as x power 12 into x power 4. Now, out of these both numbers, what we see the common thing is 4 and x power 12. So the HCF turns out to be very easily 4 into x power 12. So easy 2 marks. Okay, next question number 12 we have is about a regular polygon. That in a regular polygon, the interior and the exterior angle are in the ratio. What ratio is being given to us? It is interior ratio exterior turns out to be 11:1. And we are being asked to find the number of sides of this regular polygon. So in order to find the number of sides of the given regular polygon having interior and exterior angle ratios to be 11:1. So let us say that interior angle out of this ratio, we can say it is 11x. Simply multiply x with 11 and also x with 1. So 11 is for interior and 1 is for exterior. So we can say that in that case, we can say exterior angle turns out to be equals to 1x. Now we know about the rule of sum of interior and exterior angle, that interior angle plus exterior angle is always equals to 180 degrees. Now, if interior angle is 11x and exterior angle is 1x, which turns out to be equals to 180, so we have 12x equals 180 and x turns out to be 180 divided by 12, which gives us nothing else but 15 degrees. So one exterior angle is 15 degrees. Using the second point, in order to know the number of sides, yet we haven't reached to this thing that we are basically interested in finding the number of sides. So how we are going to find the number of sides? So number of sides could be found as the sum of exterior angles of any polygon turns out to be 360 degree. And whenever we divide that 360 by the value of one exterior angle, that will give us the number of sides of the polygon. So we can say that 360 divided by the value of one exterior angle we have already found over here, that is 15. So when you divide 360 by 15, we get nothing else but 24. So it is a polygon, a regular polygon with 24 sides. So we can easily gain 3 marks out of this question. Okay, next question is about speed time graph. We can already see over here speed and time. There's a graph between speed and time. And in the diagram shows the speed time graph for part of a car journey. A car is traveling, and this is basically the journey in this graph shown. And we are interested in calculate the total distance traveled during the 10 seconds. So 10 seconds, we are interested in finding the distance traveled by the car during these 10 seconds. So you need to, first of all, understand this thing, that the distance traveled by the car is basically the area under this graph. This graph, whatever is this shape, its area will give us basically the distance traveled by the car in 10 seconds. So this question can be solved with two different ways. One is find the area of this rectangle and this triangle and just add them up, and you will get the distance traveled by the car. But there is another way. If you carefully look at this diagram, this turns out to be nothing else but a trapezium or a trapezoid with one pair of parallel sides. And we know that to find the area of trapezoid or a trapezium, we say that A is equals to 1 over 2, the distance between the parallel lines or parallel sides, times the sum of the parallel sides. Now, if we look over here, the two parallel sides are number one, this, and the second one is this, because this side and this side doesn't seem to be parallel. So the distance between both these sides is this distance, which turns out to be 10. So it means over here, the value of D is 10. So we will multiply with 10 times, and the sum of parallel sides. So one parallel side is from here till here, which turns out to be 8 centimeters. And the other one turns out to be from here till here, it turns out to be 10 centimeter, because this one goes till here. So 8 plus 10. 1 upon 2 times 10, and 8 plus 10 turn out to be 18. And simply, you can use your calculator to calculate this value, or simply you can cancel out over here the 2 1 times and 2 9 times 18, and 10 times 9 will be 90 meter is the distance traveled by the car according to the given graph. So easy 2 questions, 2 marks question over here. Okay, next question is question number 14. In question number 14, we see a diagram of a sector. This is a sector, and where O is the center of the circle, and O to P is 1 radius, and O to Q is also radius, and OP is given out to be 9. So OQ also turns out to be 9 centimeter. And then there is a chord from P to Q, which is 6 centimeter long. So let us see what we are being asked to find out in this question. The diagram shows a sector of circle with center at O over here, and radius 9 centimeter, center O, and radius 9 centimeter, and the length of the chord PQ is 6 centimeter, which we have already marked. And we are being asked to calculate the length of the arc PQ. We are interested in finding out this length of arc PQ. But in order to find the length of this arc PQ, we have to find the central angle over here formed by this arc. So we are interested in finding theta. So if we use a triangle, we can clearly see that we know the 3 sides of this triangle. And this is an isosceles triangle because, 2 sides are same, but this has nothing to do with it. Simply, we know the three sides and we are interested in finding the theta. And we know that we can use law of cosine or cosine law to find the angle. So in this case, we have cos theta equals 9 square plus 9 square minus 6 square divided by 2 times 9 times 9, which turns out to be 81 plus 81 minus 36 into 2 times 81. And this turns out to be 162 minus 36 divided by 162. So by using the calculator, you can easily calculate this sum, and this turns out to be 0.778. It goes on. Now, we need to find out the theta, so we will take the cos inverse. So it will be theta turns out to be cos inverse of 0.778. Now, by using the calculator, we can easily find out the cos inverse of 0.778, which turns out to be 38.92 degrees. So we can write from till 1 decimal place or 2 decimal places, it's up to you. But actually, we are not interested in finding the theta. Actually, our target is to find this arc PQ. And this theta is necessary in finding the arc PQ, the length of the arc PQ. And now we are going to use the formula that L is equals to R times theta. Now R is 9 and theta is given to be 38.92, which we have to convert it into radian form. So in order to convert into radian forms, we know that we can do it like times pi upon 180. So all the three things we will multiply, and upon multiplying by using the calculator, we get. So the calculator gives you the answer 6.11. So 6.11 is centimeters will be the length of the arc P to Q. So just writing 6.11 over here, we can get easy 3 marks. Our second last question for today is we have to simplify this one. So let us first of all go through the prime factorization of 3125. So 3125 can be written as 5. And this turns out to be 5 6 times, and 5 2 times 10, and 5 5 times. This turns out to be 5, and then 125 over here, 5 over here, 25 over here, and then 5 over here, and 5 over here. So how many 5s we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So it means that we can write 3125 as 5 power 5. And W is also having 3125 upon it. So this one can also be written as 5 power 5. And then we have whole power 1 by 5. Using the laws of exponents, we can write it as 5 power 5 whole power 1 by 5. And W 5 power 5 into 1 by 5. So this turns out to be, we can cancel this 5. So 5 is left from here. And over here, this is basically written out to be 5 power 5 divided by 5 power 1. So using again exponent rule, we get 5W power 5 minus 1 will be 4. So 5 power 4. So 5 power 4, we have already seen it over here that 5 power 4 is nothing else but 625 over here. See, 1, 2, 3, and 4 gives us 625. So we can write 5W power 625. 5 into W power 625. So this is going to give us 2 more marks. And last question for today's video is about proportions. And it is given to us that y is inversely proportional to x square. So this means that we can write it as y is inversely proportional to x square as like this. And further, we can write it as y is equals to k upon x square. Now we know that x is 3 and y is 2. So when y is 2, we can find the value of k and x to be 3 square. So this is going to give us that 2 times 3 square will be 9 is equals to k. So k turns out to be 18. So the connecting equation that we get is y is equals to 18 upon x square. Now from this connecting equation, we have to find the value of y when x will be 2. So just substitute 2 for x and we get 2 square, which is equals to 4. So 18 upon 4 gives us 9, 2 times and 2 9 times. So y is equals to 9 divided by 2. And this is going to give us 3 marks. So these were the few questions that we had solved today. Hopefully that you have understood all these solutions and you have understood that you can easily gain these marks out of these questions. So I will see you in the next video with some few more challenging questions. Till then, take care. Bye bye.